Okay, well, I seem to have another gray box. And guess what? It's another Nakamichi. This one is the MB-3s, 7-disc music bank system. Nakamichi. I'm told that this one plays for a short amount of time and then it begins skipping. And so I'm suspecting something in the, whoa, focus, stay focused. I'm expecting something, we'll put it in manual, in the sled mechanism binding up. So I'm going to just pop the top off of this real quick. Okay, there is that. Almost looks like a Sanyo pickup. Huh, interesting. Let me just tell you, I am not a fan of these multi-disc changer mechanisms like this. Let's go back to auto magical focus. And so right off the bat, what I'm suspecting is in one of these gears, there's like a piece of sand or something that keeps it from being able to move. Already I feel it. It's tough. Yeah, right there. Huh. Let me enable macro zoom. We'll take a look at those two gears. One moment. All right, well, I do think I have got to the bottom of it. Found the bottom of it. So looking at this gear right here, if you look at this gap right there, I'm trying to turn it so they're both facing. The size of this gap right here is much smaller than the size of this gap right here. So small, 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 and they just they stay small as they go all the way around. But look at this right here. That's the problem. You can see a very small crack right there. So it's actually spread this out just a little bit, where when these try to go through now, they fight each other like that. Something has to give. Yeah, it pops through. I'm going to bet that's going to be the problem. There's a possibility that one of these other gears may have the same problem with it. So I guess I should do just a little tiny bit more research. There is a chance that we can take this gear off and Dremel out the inside of it to remove some tension. Add a little droplet of hot glue up here just to keep the shaft in place. Sometimes I'll run the Dremel across the shaft to knurl it up a little bit and to physically make it just a hair smaller so that the glue will adhere to it. Score up the shaft, score up the inside of this, basically creating a much larger inside diameter. And then a lot of times these cracks will come back together and it won't be a problem anymore. So let me think about it for a minute and we'll see what's going to happen. One moment. Okay, well, I have decided that the first thing I'm going to do is power this thing on and just make sure it actually reads a disc at all. So AC power has been applied. It's checking to see if there's any discs in there. It certainly looks like. No discs. Okay. Where is the load button? Okay. Oh, that was fairly unexpected. So that's good. In this position, I can actually get to this gear to get it off, get that gear off, and get that gear off. But let's pop a disc into it and make sure it's going to try to play. Try to find just a regular CD here. And then play. I do show that it's playing. I don't have any speakers connected to it, but the counter is counting. So I am going to call that a win. So let's go ahead and stop it. and then unload this disc. And then I'm going to turn the power off with the drawer open like that. And we'll try to pop this thing apart. One moment. Let me pop off my microphone and put it down here, and I'll turn this gear and you can hear it. That's basically it powering through it. Okay, so let's see if this is going to cooperate and if this gear will just lift off. Yes, it will. Perfect. This one may not clear, but I think on these you can actually push this part in. I know, my hand is right in the way. It appears to have clearance. Does it have a keeper? I don't think so. Okay. Well, we'll try to give her just a little bit of extra pull. And that got it. I definitely need to try to get underneath that pulley and get it off. Okay, I've got the gear off of the shaft, just sitting up here on top of the mechanism. And you can see where the crack is. Now I've got my thumbnails on it here. I'm going to push it together. You can actually see the crack get smaller. So unfortunately, I don't think just simply making the inside diameter a little bit larger on this is going to help, because it's been sitting on there for so long that the plastic has taken on that form. I was hoping that once the spring tension was removed that it would snap back to this form right there. I just wonder if anybody makes a replacement gear for one of these. I don't know if they could 3D print it that intricate to make the individual gears, the cogs, the teeth. I'm not sure, but I'm going to look around and just see if I can find anything in a bunch of old CD players that I've got out in the garage in boxes, and maybe I can find one that's got a very, very similar gear that I can cannibalize off one to fix another one. But like I said, if anybody has any information on this particular CD player, which is the Nakamichi, what was the model? MB-3s. Please leave me a comment in the video. So I think I'm going to end it here. We've gone far enough. We know what's going on with this thing without even having to go any farther whatsoever. I know that gear's binding, causing the issues. And then we've got those two. They look okay. I don't see any cracks in those at all. Exposure is just a little bit high now. Now it's even worse. Oh well, I'm going to leave it in auto magical. Anyhow, yeah, if you guys got some ideas, please let me know. I really, really would appreciate it. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X at NorCal715. You can email me, norcal715videos@gmail.com. As of right now, it's the beginning of 2026. Please just go ahead and leave me a comment. Still haven't got caught up, and I've got a lot more personal stuff going on the horizon, so probably not getting caught up anytime soon. Remember, with your help, we can try to keep these things out of the landfill, out of the recycle bin, and out of the e-waste facility. Everyone, thank you for making it through part 1 of this video. Once again, your help is appreciated, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye. All right, so here is a page out of the service manual for the MB-3s. And I'm looking for the gear that goes in between those two guys, and it ends up being down here, number 8. It has the gear already on the motor. So it looks like you have to obtain the motor to obtain the gear. And it is part number CB00218A, feed motor assembly. So if anybody's got any great ideas to find that gear, like I said, maybe have it 3D printed somewhere. I am not, and I'm sure the customer is not opposed to sending this gear away to have it scanned and replicated in some fashion. But anyhow, it looks like that is the only way to receive this gear as part of that motor. I tried looking it up, eBay, Amazon, things like that. Couldn't find a listing for it anywhere. So if anybody knows of anything, please let me know. My customer would very much appreciate it. Everyone, thank you for watching. And once again, have a great day. Bye-bye.